In the early 60s, the concept of the garden centre was so new that everybody wanted to be part of it. It was Ted Stewart who first brought the idea of the garden centre to the UK. Current owner Martin Stewart remembers the radical changes his father made.
Whilst it has to be said that the construction of the first garden centre in Ferndown with containerised plant growing, that had clearly given the company a real future. It didn't actually overnight change the fact that financially the company would have been really struggling in those days. And I think even though it was a huge wrench, Dad set about selling the land at Ferndown and we split. He found a farm up at Broom Hill near Holt, northeast of Wimborne, where he moved the nursery. He kept a garden centre in Ferndown and he created a garden centre down at Christchurch, which from opening day was called Gardenlands, which we believe, when it opened in October 1961, was the first retail out-of-town anything.
Ted Stewart led the way and worked hard to make his idea reality.
My dad was very hands-on. He built everything. If they needed a new coffee shop counter, if they needed new display walls, if they needed a ceiling put in, anything, he would build it. And I think Susie, Julia and I, you know, our memory as kids was Dad coming home and then disappearing off into his workshop, where he would be there until pretty much we'd gone to bed. So, you know, 9 o'clock at night, he was still out there making the display counters that would disappear off. And when we next visited Gardenlands, we go, oh yes, we saw that being made. He was fascinating like that. You know, again, I'm sure his carpentry was like his flying. It would have been a real release for him.
Martin's mum, Wendy, watched the development every step of the way.
And they did it mostly by hand. They all built it themselves, except for the structure. But all the inside, all the woodwork and all the bits and pieces, my husband and a few other men. I mean, we were still quite poor in those days. And so everything had to be done as cheaply as possible, at the minimum cost.
Now it's a multi-million-pound business, which strives to create new appeal for customers. So it's out with the old and in with the new.
Well, this morning we're changing the front display from a Chinese theme to tropical theme. So we're clearing all the stock out this morning. Bob and Roger are going to help me paint it. We've already got the props made. It's just a matter of really taking all the old props and the stock out, then putting the new theme in. Oh! Oh, excuse me. Oh! She's got no knickers on. Actually, we've got to do a crab walk if I go that way.
Smashing.
Oh, caught the corner of my shoulder.
Lee's painting skills have caught a customer's eye.
13 Parkside.
Sorry?
13 Parkside, when you're finished.
Oh, certainly. £100 an hour.
Hey?
£100 an hour.
What, you're paying me to
No,
do?
we pay, that's what we charge. So 1, 2, 3, it's £300.
I didn't hear you.
£300!
What is?
£100 an hour we charge.
Who do?
We do.
When?
To come and do your painting.
What painting?
Oh, wow. I thought that would change your mind. Is that your dad, Bob? We're on a roll, sweetie. We're on a roll.